Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Rich Dad and Poor Dad Chapter Wise Summary. Chapter 1, The Rich Don't Work for Money, Money Work for Them. The story is about the author of this book, Robert Kiyosaki. This story revolves around four main characters: Robert and his best friend Mike. Robert's dad, who is highly educated and working for government, having good salary, but still finds it difficult to meet his end meet. And last and most important is Mike's dad, who is 8th class pass out, but runs his business empire and really knows how money works. Robert and Mike were so-called poor kids in the rich school in Hawaii. Once Robert and Mike were not invited in their classmate birthday beach party since they were poor kids. This made Robert feel bad and thought originated in Robert's mind to get rich. Robert went to his dad and asked him that how can he be rich? His dad said that if he wanted to get rich, he has to start making money. Robert literally took his dad's words seriously and started making counterfeit nickel along with Mike by melting the toothpaste tubes which used to be made out of lead during those times. This really impressed Robert's dad, and he suggested to meet Mike's dad, who is running a successful empire. Mike and Robert went to Mike's dad, who is Rich Dad in this book. Rich Dad agreed to teach them on how to be rich. But for that he asked them to work in one of his grocery store for 10 cents an hour for 3 hours every Saturday. The hourly wage at that time was 30 cents. They were getting less money, but they decided to work since they thought that this is trade-in, which they will get knowledge for working at Mike's dad grocery store. Few weeks passed, but Rich Dad did not met them for the class that they were expecting, for working in exchange of less money. Naturally, after some time, Robert got frustrated and informed Mike that he will not be continuing with the work in Rich Dad's grocery store. On that, Mike said that Rich Dad expected that and informed Robert that Rich Dad have called Robert Saturday for talking to him. On next Saturday, Robert went to Rich Dad for having conversations. Here Robert got the first teaching of life. It was teaching about life. Unlike our teachers who are interested in giving long lectures, life doesn't give you any lectures but pushes directly into the situations. Whenever life wants to give you some lesson, it will simply pushes you around. When life pushes you around, people reacts in 3 different ways. First kind of people will quit or give up on situation, saying that life is very harsh on them. Second kind of people will fight, but they will fight with their boss, spouse, blaming them for the situation. But they do not understand that life is pushing them around. The third kind of person understands that actually life wants them to learn something. That is reason it is pushing you around. They will accept the situations with open hands and will try to improve themselves. The sooner we learn, we will grow in happy, healthy, and wise men. Rich Dad also explained that if you want to learn something, first thing is to stop blaming. Stop trying to change the person whom you are blaming, but change yourself and grow wise. Most people try to change the person whom they are blaming, instead of changing themselves. After getting the first lesson, Robert asks the Rich Dad that why is he giving him only 10 cents instead of 30 cents? On this, Rich Dad tells the next lesson. Rich Dad explained that people will do 3 things in this situation. First kind of people will be looking for better pay and better opportunities, thinking that better pay and hike will solve the problem. But it will not. Second kind of people will adjust with the pay that they are getting, and will go looking for second job and maybe third job, working very hard, thinking that this will solve the problem. But it will not. Third kind of people will use their brain to make money work for them. Third kind of people understand the science that the poor and middle class work for the money, but rich people make money work for them. Rich Dad also explained the secret of learning something. Learning involves the mixture of energy, passion and burning desires. Anger plays the big part of that formula, since passion is anger and love combined. When it comes to money, most of the people wants to play safe and feel secure. So passion is not the driver, but fear is the one which drive their decisions. Rich Dad also explains that if you want to work for money, school is the best place since it teaches you well how to work for money. As school will train you to become something like doctor, who can treat people and charge money for that. But if you want money to work for you, that is totally different subject which school doesn't teach you. People will think that more money will solve the problem, but more money will bring more debt, since you will start spending more. More money will only invoke the pattern the way you spend money. After giving the first lesson, Rich Dad now asked Mike and Robert to work without money in his grocery store. Robert and Mike agreed to work for no money for 3 hours every Saturday. After some days, Rich Dad came to store where both of them were working, took them for a walk and gave them an offer. First they were offered 25 cents per hour. None of them budged. Then were offered $1, $2 and finally $5. In all of them they didn't budge. By doing this exercise, Rich Dad wanted to explain them about emotions, which plays most important part in our life. Emotions, which literally means the energy in motion. In terms of finances, there are two emotions which are prevalent in anybody's mind. They are fear and greed. People literally reacts to their emotions instead of observing. Just for an example, fear of not paying the bills, fear for not having enough money for food, fear of not having shelter, will kick them out of the home every morning for work. When the money comes in, they have greed of spending it after paying the bills. This is called rat race. People don't understand that the job is temporary solution for the long-term problem. Now what is long-term problem? The long-term problem is what will you do after you retire, or some mishappening happens with you. Basically, how much money is left with you to survive. Nowadays there is no concept of pension also. Rich Dad also explains that being rich will also not solve the problem. The reason being that when you become rich, the fear of losing money and becoming poor again will keep you working continuously, giving you sleepless night, and you will be continuously hoarding cash. Eventually it may lead to neurotic and emotionally desperate. Most people spend their lives chasing paychecks, promotions and job security, which is being driven by two emotions: fear and greed. They are not sure where it is leading them. It is just like donkey pulling the cart and chasing the carrot, which his owner have put in front of it. Donkey think that he is about to eat, but unfortunately he will not be. Money is carrot for many people because of their ignorance about money. Money will drive the people, just like donkey is being driven by carrot. Life is all about struggle between ignorance and illumination. Fear pushes you out of the door, and greed calls you. This is the trap. What intensifies fear and greed is ignorance. When person stops searching for information and self-knowledge, ignorance sets in. Basically, when they are doing some job, they don't know what they will achieve out of it. Rich Dad always emphasized that the school is very important, because for any society to thrive, they need doctors, engineers, business people, army, police officers. But the main problem is many people think that the school is just an end of their education. But it is just the beginning of being a lifelong student. Rich Dad also pointed out that fear and desire can lead into life's biggest trap. If you are not aware of it, it will start controlling your thinking. To spend your life living in fear and not fulfilling your dream is cruel to yourself and your aspirations. To work hard for money, thinking that it will buy you things that will make you happy, is also cruel. To wake up in middle of night, thinking about paying your bills, is also cruel and bad. Also, living the life dictated by the size of your paycheck is also bad. Also, thinking that job will make your life secure is fooling yourself. Since we all know that as soon as any company goes in loss, the first thing they will do is to fire people. Also, the rise of robots is also taking away a lot of jobs. All these are traps and people should try to avoid it. We normally see that how money runs people's lives. Don't let that happen to you. Rich Dad, for further solidifying the idea in Two Boys that how ignorance have to do with fear and greed, gives the classic example. Suppose doctor wants to give the better life to his family, raises his fees. This will increase the medical expenses. Since doctors raises their fees, attorneys will also raise their fees. School teachers will also ask for the raise. This will increase the taxes. And on and on and on. This will create more gap between rich and poor. Because the minimum wage is same but all the prices have been raised dramatically, ultimately resulting in chaos breaking out and brining down another great civilization. If we see history, this is what have happened in the past. In theory, in educated society, the prices should come down instead of going up. Prices goes up because of fear and greed caused by ignorance. If school teaches about money, there will be more money and prices will be less. But school teaches you how to earn money but not how to harness money power. Rich Dad also points out the education which is given in business school. He calls the MBA pass out as sophisticated bean counters. All they do is look at the numbers, fire people, and kill the business. All they do is cutting costs and raising prices, which will cause more problems. Rich Dad again pointed out, learn to use your emotions to think, not think with your emotions. Rich Dad gives an example of Robert and Mike that how they mastered their emotions when Rich Dad asked them to work for free. Again, Robert and Mike resisted their emotions when they were tempted with more money like 25 cents, $1, $2 and $5. Though they were emotionally charged with greed. But then also they were thinking. Ignorance about money controls people's life. Rich Dad also explains that rich people know that the money is an illusion. Just like carrot for the donkey. It is out of fear and greed. That illusion of money is held by billions of people who believes that money is real. It is not. Money is really made up. It is just because of illusion of confidence and ignorance of masses that this house of cards stands. The boys continued the work in grocery store, when one day they saw an opportunity. They saw that the unsold comics books are being thrown. They collected all the unsold comics books and opened the library in which kids can come and read as much as they want in 2 hours for 10 cents as a entry fees. With that they earned $9.50 per week for some time. Some takeaways from Chapter 1. 1. Nice car and nice house doesn't mean that you are rich, or you know how to make money. 2. You must take decision, whether it is right or wrong. That is secondary thing. If Robert and Mike have not taken decision for working only for 10 cents an hour, they would have not been able to learn from Rich Dad. 3. College education no longer guarantees the job. 4. Life is beyond our control. The only thing which you can control is controlling yourself. And if things must change, first I must change. 5. Buying or building assets that delivers the cash flow is putting your money to work for you. High-paying jobs means two things: you are working for money, and taxes you pay will also increase. 6. As the government expands and need more money, The only place to get is the middle class. 7. Billions of people's lives are controlled by two emotions: fear and greed. 8. When emotions goes up, intelligence goes down. 9. Both of Robert's dad emphasized on education. Education is the only way to prosper in life. They both wanted him to study. One wanted him to study and get the secure job. Other wanted him to study for becoming financially intelligent. 10. Today you are earning. But 40 years from now, when you retire, how much money you have in hand? There is no concept of pension now. Earlier government will take care until you die, but there is not concept of it now. The end. And a summary of Chapter 1. Please leave a comment and let me know what you think about this video. Thanks for watching and please subscribe my channel.